Hello, and today I'm in Bath and I have a property that hasn't been on the market for 35 years. This house is stunning. It is in one of the most favoured roads on the edge of Bath, on the Bathwick and Bathampton side, which is called Minster Way, and behind me I have a 3 double bedroom semi-detached property with a huge garden. I'm actually only stood about 2/3 of the way up it, and there is more further that way in front of me. This property is amazing. It has so much potential. It is a little dated. There are some bits and pieces you will want to change. The lady has lived here for all that time and has done things as they've gone along, but obviously loves it as it is currently. It's walking distance of everything. You can drop down onto the canal really easily, walk into town in around 15 minutes. The buses are regular here. This location is, just like I say, so sought after. And one of the other reasons for it, which I'm going to show you in a minute, is the fields directly behind me here. This garden has the potential, subject to planning, for a building plot, possibly, but you might not want to ruin it and actually keep it for yourself. This is a property where you will want to buy it, make it your own and stay here yourself for 35 years. But before I go, let me just turn the camera around and just show you the fields at the back. Being panned around now, just to show you that we are backing onto stunning fields and woodland beyond. You have a right of access. You've been, well, an agreed access by the landowners for all the properties that back onto this, that they can use this space to walk dogs, to go for walks themselves, go up through those woods and out through this little gate. That's been in place for a while, and then I'm just going to come back round, really give you a sneaky peek of how the garden on this side is as well. And then you've got that stunning view over towards the city between the house and just over the garage. So before I take you into this property, I'm just going to give you a bit of a zoom around to show you this area. We are in an elevated position. The driveway is going straight up to the left hand side of that property there, and you can just see in the distance there the garage, and actually some parking over to the left hand side as well. So plenty of parking on there, not all tandem parking either. Lovely big front garden, lovely position backing onto the fields. You can see it's totally clear behind from this shot, and then as I just pan round, as you've seen from the other videos, we're then looking down the road and over towards Bath. So let me take you inside up that long driveway, show you into the garden and round the house. So coming in through the front door into this real opportunity of a property. This is a stunner. It does need updating. There's no getting away from it. The lady has lived here for 35 years. She's had it as her family home for such a long time and absolutely loves it, and you will love it too. It just needs someone to come in, bring it back to perhaps their taste now, but it's in really good condition otherwise. So it's just mainly cosmetic stuff. Let me take you through and show you a little bit more. So first off, I'm just going to pan round to the left because there is a downstairs cloakroom, and normally I would say a little downstairs cloakroom, but this one is actually really good size. So we have a really large downstairs cloakroom here, which has got space for coats and shoes. We've got the boiler in here. That's definitely not original, so that's a good thing. The double glazing's all been changed over the years as well, and that's fairly recent too. So the sort of big things have been done, which is great. That downstairs loo, potential for putting a shower room in there as well if you wanted to. Then I'm going to take you through now, let's go this way, into what is a living room and dining room space all combined. Now, once upon a time these were potentially subdivided, and you could easily do that again if you wanted, but most people do prefer the open plan style of living. So this would normally be the dining room end. Isn't currently set up as a dining room, but you can see there is more than enough space. And what is a real bonus with this property is this view. And as I come towards these new double glazing windows, just look out there past my car and you will see beautiful views over Bath. Absolutely stunning. You've got a lovely front garden as well, as we saw earlier, and as I pan round you'll see that we've now got an area which has kind of been set up to separate it off from this end, so you've got the really nice living room space as well. Plenty of room for lots of sofas. As you can see, we've got a feature fire in the middle there, very much of its age again, but really lovely to be able to take this and put your own stamp on it. So I'm just going to come back round and just pan back as I come into this direction, so you can see again the overall size as I go right into the corner here as well. So fantastic. You've got 2 big wide windows to the front, hence this room is super light and super sunny. And then we've got the doorway through, which takes you into the kitchen. Now, a reasonably small kitchen by modern day standards, but perfectly formed, perfectly usable. But it is of an age that you're probably going to want to change it, I'm sure. But a nice size nevertheless, and is open through to a conservatory at the back. Now, other neighbours have extended out, so that precedent has been set. So if you wanted to take this through and create a much bigger sort of kitchen diner family room, it's absolutely right for doing so. You've also got, as well as all the cupboard space, a space for the oven and the washing machine, you've also got a big larder cupboard there through that pine door. And then through this way, as I say, we have got the conservatory, a really lovely warm room, fabulous place to sit, a bit more like a garden room. This lady has been using it for her dining space, and also the perfect place to sit and read or listen to some music. And then you've got the views over the garden, which is to die for, and I will take you out there shortly. But imagine this all knocked through. But in the meantime, that window there is actually a bifold, two bifold windows there, which fold back and give you this wonderful 70s style hatch. But it is quite cool actually, and there's a lot of 70s stuff that's coming back in. So don't be too quick to rip it all out, you might be quite surprised. So as I come back through into the hallway from the kitchen, you can see that downstairs flows really nicely. And then you've got this really stunning kind of galleried staircase going up to the top floor. A little bit of a bolt hole cupboard there as well, which is perfect, just what we all need for shoving things under the stairs. And as I come round, you'll see that we've got this lovely winding staircase, and actually I'd probably keep these banisters. I think they're quite cool, and a really large landing when you get to this level. So absolutely stunning size, really good space, definitely more than you would normally get in a modern property these days. The first place I'm going to take you to is the bathroom. There is just the one bathroom, as en-suites weren't designed those days, but this is a large bathroom, a really big one. So we've got great space for vanity units with the sink down that end. We've even got a heated towel rail in here. You've got the beautiful views over the garden, and as I pan round to show you that we've got the bath at that end as well. So really lovely size space. Something you could do with this, definitely. You could potentially, because all these rooms are such a good size, and the bedrooms, you could potentially put an ensuite in and not feel like you've lost too much. So I'm going to start with bedroom 2, but arguably these are pretty much the same size. So very nice size double, really lovely size double room here, really beautiful views. So not only are they over the city, but they're also over the hills towards the right hand side and across the valley. So just an absolutely stunning spot. Imagine waking up in bed and then being able to have a cup of coffee and look at those views. This is a lovely room, nice and neutral, and like I say, there's bits and pieces you may want to change, but it's all cosmetic. So really nice. As you see this large landing as we come back through, then I'm going to turn to the right and we're going into the main bedroom. As I said, very similar size to bedroom 2, so both really good doubles. This is just a tad bigger, as you would imagine. Again, plenty of space for the double bed. You've got built-in cupboards over there in the corner, a nice recess there where we've got the freestanding wardrobes, but plenty of space over there if you wanted to build something in. Again, those absolutely fabulous views, and then more space, even more over on this side as well, where we've got more wardrobes. So just shows you what a size this room is. And again, what you can't get away from is the location and those views. Then I'm going to take you through and round, and last but not least into the third bedroom. Now this is definitely a double as well. It's doubling up as a single bedroom and a study at the moment, but there's more than enough room in here for a double bed. That's the airing cupboard straight ahead of you there, and then as you can see we've got a single bed fitted in at the moment. Nice little shelf area there, really is useful. Big picture window out the back, and then tons of space on this side with the wardrobes and the desk in there. So a double bed would very comfortably fit in here, and just look at the view from here as well. So just pick which side of the house you want to live on, and every which way you look there is an absolutely stunning view over the fields. So now I've given you some sneaky peeks of the garden, I think it's time we took you out there and showed you exactly what is on offer, because it is definitely more than you would have expected. Okay, so let me take you outside and into this stunning garden, and this really is one of the biggest selling points to this particular property. So straight away we're looking straight out at the garage. Garage could be easily converted into a studio type workspace if you wanted it to. As you saw from the front, we have an awful lot of parking there, so you wouldn't necessarily miss it in that respect. If I then just pan back, come around this way and show you that we've got a nice little patio area just outside of the conservatory door. You've got a side gate over on the right hand side there, and then the sun's just come out in time for us to do an absolutely stunning shot of just about a third of the garden, I would say, here. So I'm just going to step down and come up onto the top of the garden a bit more, just to give you the absolutely glorious view that you're going to have. So straight away, no, it doesn't stop just at the pathway in the middle there. This garden goes straight over to that left hand side, right into the corner where those white flowers are on the trees. And just look at the view you've got out the back and the outlook and access, as it turns out, into that field, which is an agreement that the owners have with the people in this road that back onto that area. So we have a fabulous field at the back, we have a fabulous sized garden to the rear, we've got a lovely large property. So let me take you a little bit further up and around before I go into the second section of garden, just crossing the path and just turning right. You've got your own little gate. As I say, you do have official access into that area to be able to walk the dogs up through the field and then on through those woods as well. And as I pan towards the left now, you're going to see the remainder of the garden, which is another huge size here. We've got a lovely big sort of sun terrace patio just in the middle here, perfectly positioned to take advantage of those views over Bath at the front. So absolutely stunning spot. Imagine just sitting here and having a coffee. We've also got a raised deck, which needs a little attention potentially, but still good, with the shed on it. Again, another perfect position to take in those views. And then as I pan round again, just to show you that we've got a large section here which wraps over to the other side where we were a moment ago. And as I come round to the right, past this lovely old tree, and then towards the back corner. So we have here another shed for all your potting equipment and gardening stuff, and then this tucks right away around to the back here, perfectly framed by lots of mature trees. This property hasn't been on the market for, I think it was over 35 years. This is a real one-off option. There is potential, subject to planning, and it would be subject to planning, to be able to put another property up here. It's big enough from what I can see, and you have got the driveway which would then become shared access. But as your driveway moves around to the right here, just the other side of this fence with the trellis, this is also your land, so it gives you plenty of space to potentially do that if you wanted. On the other hand, who doesn't want a fabulous garden like this anyway, and isn't that worth the extra? What a stunner. So if you're in a position to proceed and you'd like an amazing position within walking distance of Bath town centre, in one of the most popular roads in Bath, just on the edge of Bathwick, this absolutely has got to be one to come and have a look at. As I pan round just to land on that little view over through there, just to say, if you are in a position to proceed, this property will attract a lot of interest. Please do get in touch. The owners have found there is a no chain situation above, so we can move on this quite quickly. A fantastic project for someone else to make this their family home for the next 35 years as well. I look forward to seeing you soon.